What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel where you subscribe for daily updates on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We're going to be taking a look at the charts. I'm going to show you why I'm still bearish and where the point of invalidation is as to what I'm looking at in the charts. So definitely stick around for the whole video. And don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's totally free, and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence and your own research before investing or trading in any markets. And definitely stick around to the end of the video. We're going to be picking our random comment from last week's videos for the winner of our Ledger Nano S. And you can enter next week's by leaving your comment down below. Make sure you smash that like button, and you must be subscribed to the channel also. And it's much appreciated if you share the video. All right, so looking at the fear and greed index, we're still at 55, still in the greed zone. And as you guys know, nothing but lower highs in the macro chart. That is why I'm bearish. And if we look at the bodies, we made higher highs here in the price action, lower highs here, as in that is bearish divergence in the monthly. Doesn't mean it plays out in a day. This is something else we've been looking at here. This is the weekly RSI. As you guys know, I said in a bullish case, we could come up and retest this. If we close the weekly outside of this, that would be pretty bullish. But as of right now, I don't think we're going to make it up here. If we do, then we could be looking at those higher targets, 15, 16,000. And if we're super bullish, 27,000. But again, I'm not there. I still believe we are bearish in the macro. And what I'm thinking that we're looking at here is a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And a break of this trend line here will be very ugly if that happens. I do believe there will be life-changing opportunities, as I've been talking about, if we come down and retest this. If we get down to this range, I do believe that will signify the bottom for Bitcoin. All right, let's look at the daily. So in the daily, we've discussed this a few times. Let me get this on here. So if we look at right down here in the RSI, this peak and this peak, we made higher highs. And if we look at the same peaks in the price action, we made lower highs. That is bearish divergence. That's actually hidden bearish divergence. And hidden divergence is usually a continuation of the trend. And if we look at the trend here, it is down. I know a lot of people are saying, you know, we're super bullish, price is going up. Unless we pass this 12,500, I am not bullish. And I will show you why I believe 11.9 will be the stopping point if we even make it up to it. So definitely stick around. We're going to take a few different looks at this. And one way being, if we take these up here and we put this would be, if we put it up to where it would be around 11.9, somewhere in this area. And we move the bottom over here to these wicks on the bottom, and that being a triangle, a descending triangle. Now, if we took a measured move of that from the top to bottom, put it over here, that would get us down to around the 7,100, somewhere in that range. That is also the golden pocket zone. I do believe we are still most likely to see this area, guys. If we look at this whole chart, every time we have a huge move up, there's a big correction. Huge move up, big correction. Huge move up, big correction. This needs to correct, in my opinion. And if we look at what happened over here, we can draw a triangle in there also. Boom, that's a top. Same thing I think we're forming here. And if we look at the massive bull run from 2017, we could do the same thing. It's just, that's how Bitcoin has been topping out, guys. And it does look like that's what we're forming here. I could be wrong. I'm just explaining to you what I am seeing. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. We also have a measured move of 8,800 down here and the 9,200 being, get this stuff out of our way again. And I do believe we are going to see some bad news soon. I've said that before. Like, we called this back in March, where we had the outbreak and the lockdowns and everything else. Before then, we were calling for 5,300. Obviously, we went much lower. But if we look at this as a rising broadening wedge here and we take a measured move, if we were to break down this week sometime, our measured move would get us down to around $9,000 range. We have the 0.382 fib at about 9,200. That is a point of interest for me. And let's take a look at Prime XBT. I am still currently in some shorts here. I did get stopped out of my other ones. As you guys know, I took a 0.1 Bitcoin, created an account. We got up to 0.5. And the 0.1 Bitcoin was a bonus given to me. So I've taken that bonus out. So actually with the bonus, it would be 0.44 right now. I am currently up in my shorts. I do have more shorts waiting at 11.5 and 11.9. And yeah, I'm still bearish here, guys. I do believe we're going to come down. And as you guys can see, I did enter my shorts already. But I still have more waiting up top in case we do get to that 11.9. And we'll take a look at some more charts here in a minute. But if you guys are interested in trading where you can make money going up or down in the market, either direction, definitely check out Prime XBT. I'll leave a tutorial up top. It's by far my favorite exchange. You can trade Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow, all using this one exchange. And they do not trade against you like most of the casino exchanges out there. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. You can use my promo code SAVY50 to get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus to use towards your margin up to 1 Bitcoin. SAVY25 will get you 25% off your trading fees. Now, this is what I was talking about the 11.9, and let's zoom in. We could be topped out here. It could have been front ran if this is the case. But if we take the Fibonacci retracement from the swing high here to the swing low, the 0.786 retracement is 11,920, right in that range. And if we look at this using Elliott wave, that could be a wave 1 and 2 getting us up to 11,920. Third wave getting us around, and I measured these out using fibs, but just to make the chart look better, I took them off there. But the 7,500 range would be wave 3. Back up to wave 4 around 9,200. If you guys remember, 9,200 is a fib level, so a break below that would come back up, retest it, and continue down. Wave 5 could be around the 6,400. Now, it could be extended and go much further, but as of right now, this is what I'm looking at as a possible Elliott wave structure. Taking a look at, well, let's look at the RSI here that we have been watching forever, this rising wedge that we popped down out of, came back, tested it for support, looks like we're doing, or resistance, looks like we're doing the same thing again. A major bullish move would be coming up to retest the bottom of this rising wedge that you see in white. Let me get the RSI off of there. But if you look at the white trend lines here, rising broadening wedge, and a measured move where we broke through there is around the 3,800 range. You guys know there is a CME gap down around 3,570. It's definitely possible to go down and hit that. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it is definitely a possibility. And then if we look at the rising broadening wedge in pink here, the measured move of that is around 6,400, which matches up with our Elliott wave structure. So just keep an eye on that stuff, guys. Also, watch where the bottom support line here of this rising broadening wedge in pink is around 10,300. So that's going to be an area to watch if we get down to this range. Again, the bullish case, we come up and retest this at 13,000. It's not out of the question, but I don't think it's very likely. Let's take a look at anchorimage.com. This is my wife's webpage. If you guys want to support the channel, there is a link down below in the description. Definitely check it out. A lot of cool crypto stuff on here. You can put anything you want, any crypto, anything, any saying, family picture, whatever. They make great Christmas gifts. Now let's look at, this is going to be a little messy up in this area. We'll zoom in there later, but first, let me show you what I'm looking at. The white lines here is a rising wedge, and if we take a measured move to where we broke down from there, that gets us around the $6,000 range. Now, as long as this was the top at 12,500, which we have not crossed yet, so there is really no need to be super bullish in my opinion. If we take the Fibonacci retracement from the swing low to the swing high here, the first one is 10,445, another break below that, and we're most likely headed to the 9,200 range. That is the 0.382 fib, and then we have the 0.5 fib at 81.65. If that was the break, there's our golden pocket zone that we've been talking about between 68.50 and 71.50, and then our measured move is 6,000. We also have 0.786 fib at 56.75, and a break of that, most likely we're headed down to close that gap at 35.70. And if that was to happen, I think it would be a stop hunt from anybody that longed here, but their stop's just below it. That is what I'm currently looking at there. Now we're going to zoom in and I'll show you what all the messy stuff is. We actually can delete some, but some of it was from my video Saturday, so I left it on there so we could take a look at what happened. All right, so we were looking at this as a descending triangle, which we broke above, and I had said to watch the 11,556 range. I'm going to take that off there now because we did break it. And then the measured move of that was around 12,092. So it is possible we get up to that range too, but 11.9 is where I'm really looking at, guys, because that is the 0.786 fib. And let's take a look. Let me get this out of the way now. Let's take a look at, we also had this measure move breaking down from here at 10,655, which I am going to leave that there because I'm going to show you in the hourly chart, we could still go down to that range and I'll show you why. But let's take a look at what is going on here now. This also, we had this measure move here. And if we put that up to the breakout of this triangle, that was the 11.9 range, which, like I said, I'm still looking at that 11.9 range as a possible peak. If we did not peak here, we may be done here. It is possible. But again, that was the 0.786 fib. Now, if we take the Fibonacci retracement and go from this swing high up here, down to the swing low down here, and back up to, let's go to the 11.9. If we were to make it up to 11.9, the one-to-one extension, if this was an ABC correction, would be right at the $9,200 range, which is right along that fib, that 382 fib. So let's get this down right where it's at. So that lines up perfectly there. Now, if we topped out where we're at right now, it would adjust just a little bit. And that would get us down to approximately 91.50. And that would be looking at this as an ABC correction coming down to the one-to-one extension on the Fibonacci retracement. It's actually about 91.60, right in that range. But anyway, you guys see what I'm getting at. Between 9,000 and 9,200 would be the ABC correction. Now, dropping below that, obviously, that invalidates that, and then we start looking at our golden pocket zone down here. Looking at the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, this rising channel, we had a measure move of that at 90, right around 96.60. And as you guys know, we have a gap down there in the CME futures right around 9,700. I still believe we're most likely going to come fill that. Same thing up here, guys. We had this measured move of breaking out of this triangle here at 11,566. We can take that down now. We broke it. We clear all this up just a little bit. The reason I leave that stuff on there is just so you can see what I had on there from my previous videos. Now, if we look at these yellow dotted trend lines here, as you can see, we're getting rejection at the top of this one again. If we do come down, back down to this range, and guys, Bitcoin can drop pretty quick. So you can see over here. This, I would actually move this up a little bit now, depending on how long it took to get down here, but be looking around the $10,800 range. But a break of that would get us back down to our target between 95 and 9,600 range. To close that gap down here. That is the more immediate terms. But if we do break this 11.9, we could go as high. And actually, it's 11.920. We could come retest this trend line here, guys, for the most bullish case. But that still would be not be breaking the 12.5 range. Unless we break that 12.5 range, I have no reason at all to be bullish. We've done nothing but been dropping from here. Yeah, we're doing a little rise here, but this does not look very impulsive at all. These waves going down look impulsive. This looks corrective. So yeah, still bearish. And looking at the DXY, we are getting support right on our support line there. We are getting a bounce. If this breaks, then we could be looking bullish on Bitcoin. But until then, we're still looking bearish. DXY does seem to be making a healthy move up off of this bounce area. So keep an eye on that. I do have a target of about 95.80 for the DXY. If we do get up to this range, that may be a good spot to look for Bitcoin bottoming out, at least for short term and a long. Litecoin, nothing's changed here. I still have the target of 38. First target, second target 31. Unless we break this trend line here, and as of right now, it's around 53 bucks. And Ethereum, first target 246, second target 200, and that 200 would be lining up with this long-term trend line right here. That would be coming down for a retest happening sometime the end of this year. And I know everybody thinks that this year is the year of the bull run, but before we go into the free ledger, which I'm going to go into next, we'll pick a random number and then look at the video. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now, what we need to do, actually, let me go over in the BLX. And as you guys know, looking at this chart here with the NVT, I do expect a plummet of at least 30%, maybe all the way to as far as 75%. 75% would be around 300. And if you haven't watched my NTV video, go check it out. You can see this chart on the thumbnail. But I explained to you why we could be looking for this drop. I'm not going to go into it right now. But I do want to look at the bull runs. And as you can see right here, I will put some trend lines in here. Vertical lines where the elections were. This one was 2016. Our election was right about here. Let's go to our election before that, which would have been, and there was only 2 elections in Bitcoin, so that would be December 2012. And then we're just going to take a look at something real quick. As you can see, that's when the bull runs happen after the elections. A year after the election is when we peak. So people that think we're going to peak now, not happening. Best case scenario, we peak out somewhere at the end of 2021 over here. If that's the case, and it sticks to doing the same thing, but we've only done it twice. But anyways, that would put our, high over here at the end of 2021. But as you can see, after the election, it doesn't just shoot straight up, guys. Doesn't just shoot straight up. All right, let's go into random comment or random number generator, and it picked a 5. Let's go to video number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bitcoin 11.9 or 10.6. And we will copy the address, put it over to the random comment picker, and see who the winner is. And whoever wins, you can get a hold of me through my email or whatnot. You have 24 hours to get a hold of me. You can take the Ledger Nano S, or you can take $50 worth of Bitcoin. Just let me know what you choose. All right, let's pick a random winner. And it is Yusuf M. Hardy. I see you all the time. You comment all the time. I appreciate all your support, man. Get a hold of me and let me know if you want the ledger or the $50 in Bitcoin. And if you want to win next week's, all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and share the video if you would. Take it easy, guys. I'm out.